All right, I'm gonna take my 1/3 scoop, which is the smaller scoop of the two. I'm gonna fill that all the way to the top with water. Pour that into my cup. And I'll put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. I'm gonna take my milk replacer and the same 1/3 scoop, the smaller scoop that I used for the water, except for this time I'm gonna fill that with just halfway to the top, not to the top of the scoop, but just halfway. I'm gonna take my warmed up water from the microwave, pour it in a bowl. Should be nice and hot, warm. I'm going to take my little milk replacer. I'm going to put it in there. And now I'm going to give it a good mix. Take my larger of the scoops, which is the 1/2 cup scoop, and I'm going to fill this with the wet food from the can to the top. And take my lid and put that on the top of the can to save it for the next time. I'm going to take the wet food and I'm going to go ahead and mix it with the milk that I mixed up with the warm water and milk. Just pour it in there, and now I'm gonna give it a good mix. What I do is I really kind of chop at it because there's some chunks in there, and try to really mix it really good. I'm gonna take my mix and my scale, and I'm gonna take a little bowl from the little thing, put it on the first off, to turn the scale on, you click it to the left, and it'll turn on. Right now it's in ml, which is milliliters. I'm gonna on the right side, I'm gonna push this until I see it switch to G, that's ounces. Keep pushing it until you see it change to G, which is grams. And then I'm going to put my bowl on the scale. And then I'm going to push this button to the left, and that just zeroes the scale out. It turns to 0. And now I can start to put my mix in. I'm going to put about 27, try to distribute it evenly between all the bowls. And so I'll take some of this and I'll put it over here. You'll see the scale change. That's 5 grams, so I'm looking for 27. That's 14, 15, getting there. And I went over a little bit, so I'm going to take a little bit out until I get to about 27. That's about right. 27, 28, that's fine. And then I'm going to just kind of chop this up a little bit more in the bowl itself. Make sure it's not all chunky. And then I'm going to put this back over here in its place. Okay. And then I'll go and I'll put it back on. And it should, it says 39 right now, but when I put the bowl back on, it should just turn to 0 again. If it doesn't, then I'll click this left side and it'll turn to 0 again. And then I go and put 27 in this one. So I'll do that to each one of those. Distribute it as best as I can. Once I've finished putting it all in and all the milk is distributed, I'm going to put my hands underneath in the middle, not where the bowls are, but 2 hands, and I'm going to carry this whole thing over to where the puppies are. I put it right here, and I'm just going to put one at a time. I'm just going to kind of put them on there to eat. Sometimes they leave it and you have to kind of guide them back to it. Now I have them eating, but sometimes like this one, when it comes off, and I just got to turn them back around. Kind of guide them back to it. I do take a spoon and I kind of gather it for them whenever it's harder for them to get in the bowl. Kind of gather it. Finishing up, I'll put them back into their little pen.